because, when you have these tools, they're just nothing more than tools. And we need to understand that we're in control of the resources. Because what are the resources? Well, I thought you knew. Bing, 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 it's human capital. And here we are living in America, and we're the capital. So, failure, failure, failure. Is failure an option in America? I want to say yes, it is. Si se puede, yes, we can. We can fail. But you don't have to fail because you have to understand that we've simply implemented the thing called what? We've implemented, you know, the thing we call everything. Call everything. What's the settings do? Okay. Chat moderation, translating off. There's all right there. I don't know what that one is. I put it. I'll put it back like that. Choose a sticker. I don't know. We could. We could choose a sticker and have a poll. Good morning, and welcome. I want to say that yes, 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 this is the new reality. It is 2026. And today is June the 25th. And look, all those twos in there. It's twos and fives and sixes. It's just surreal. Oh, well, you went away. Well, what can I say? But the whole thing is that failure has become an option in America. For you, perhaps because you got to get a job. I ain't got to get no job, boo. Nope, I've already done what I needed to do. And I'm sitting here on my piece of property. Well, it's not like my property, but hey, I can buy some property too. And the real reality is that it's we the people. Kind of thick this morning, but we the people need to make a decision. Freedom costs. Hey, you got to pay the cost to be the boss. You just got to pay the cost to be the boss. And so the cost of freedom is reality. And reality says that bing, 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 human capital. And here we are. And we didn't understand that human capital was reality as it is, just what it is. Remember when he played in that movie, Sidney Poitier? He slapped that white man. And everybody loved it because we wanted him to get slapped. Yeah. But the deal is that here we are living in America. And Anthony Carmelo is real. And the 35 years that boy got was real. And we're going to talk about that, though. We're going to talk about more or less. We want to talk about that infant baby that got shot in the Walmart parking lot. You know what I'm saying? In the Walmart parking lot in the South. And I'm saying he was 1 year old. What was so critical that they were stealing from Walmart that they had to catch those people immediately and shoot that baby? I'm saying, seriously? Public safety? Oh, because it was that kind of community. Enough is enough. Yeah, a lot of people aren't intentional because failure become an option. And we're all paying these things called collective taxes. Bing, 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 girl. Did you pay? Girl, I paid my taxes. I'm saying they'd be so happy that they paid their taxes. All them black women working, working. hmm And then all those people just lost their jobs. hmm But they finding out that perhaps special education, well, they're not able to just cancel that contract. No, it doesn't happen because they got all that flexibility. And flexibility is key, but that's you don't understand what flexibility brings. And I'm saying flexibility just brings you everything. hmm Because failure is not an option in America. Did you not know that? Oh no, but we don't fail. What we do is accommodate. We don't even modify. We accommodate the children in the public education system so that they can make progress. And then we measure that progress. But when you got your goals written so low, well, then how low can you go? How low can you go? You can go down low all the way to the floor. And that's just where that's where y'all have gotten. It's true because, you know, they have special education, but they also have Head Start. What is Head Start? Bing, bing, bing. It's a Head Start. It's a Head Start. And it is in the poor communities, but everything is for people in the poverty. And somehow that at risk category just shut up. And so you could be 500% of the poverty. You am whatever. Last call for whatever. It's always going to be a last call. Yes, there was an earthquake this morning in California. They say that people got injured, and I'm saying, well, I'm gonna have to get off of here, this street, so I can search it, so I can find out. I don't watch the news, not necessarily the news anymore. And fair has become an option for the Black community. We have that Black caucus thing. Most states do send a representative, and we're gonna have to find out who's over the Black caucus because failure should not be an option. I'm just saying, what is that? That letter grade of F. Because what is social promotion? No, I want to know what is social and emotional learning. Because who's responsible for it? Oh, I thought you knew. It is your governor. Governor, can you help us with this problem? Because it seems that people would like to continue to get paid without making any measurable progress. But the whole thing about Title One is that when you get that federal money, that federal money, that you're supposed to sit down and have a talk with the people about the lack of outcomes or the maintenance of effort. But when that is not happening, I'm saying, but Lord have mercy. You think the people don't have a right to come to the people are at the table. Did you not understand? Because understand this. Oh, well, you just have to make a plan. You just have to make a plan because failure would not be an option for me. I mean, my children are not children anymore. No, they're 42 and 40 and 29-year-old. The 29-year-old, of course, was not playing, but when you didn't get the lesson, well, the lesson comes back to you. You know what I'm saying? Trials and tribulations. People don't understand that thing, trials and tribulations, but turbulent times come when you ain't paying attention. But once you get that lesson, then understand that it is valuable so that you don't have to worry about repeating the lesson again. Understand failure was never an option in the first place. Nope, nope. But once I understood the power in special education, you really don't understand. We had to have meetings. We had meetings. My goodness, we could have a meeting anytime we wanted one. And I had a meeting about everything. Excuse me, but did you not think we needed to talk about that letter grade of F, that failure to thrive? You know, the maintenance. What was the intended purpose of the? I don't know. Well, it seems like people don't want to be, they don't want to be measured. No, they just want to be able to give you whatever and then think that that's okay. Did you not know that that's not okay? Because if you've given it to your children, that's fine as long as it's working for my children too. But if it's not working for my children, it's problematic. No, failure was not an option. My hair is not really done this morning, but it just continues to grow. I could get it shaved off, but I'm gonna let it grow a little bit longer. I want to get those twists up there, but it's okay. It is all right because hair is just hair, and at least I have some. So I have hair up there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'm saying, I will never know how many people are on the street. Well, is that for me to know? Oh, my receipt. Oh, my goodness. A receipt again? I'm not going to look at the receipt because guess what? Obviously, there might have been some money to pay something over there because I have no idea. Truly, I don't. It's a coffee cup from New Orleans. See, it's a coffee cup. And you see the coffee cup from New Orleans? There we go. There have been so many Black people in America that have made a difference. And I make a difference every day. That's what I learned to say. That I make the difference every day. And failure is not an option. And so we must come to the table. And that's what we did. We came to the table all the time. And what is special education? Oh, it's that yellow bus. That yellow bus that drops the kids off. Because every time you see the yellow bus, you understand that there's federal dollars involved because the state has money and then the feds have money and the feds help support the state in providing services to the people in poverty. But if y'all got so many folks in poverty, they ain't jumping out of poverty. They just ain't jumping out of poverty. Well, what is that? I don't know. No, it says, how many pillows do you sleep with? I don't know. How many pillows do you sleep with? I should ask the question, do you believe that all children are entitled to a high school diploma? Because public education is mandatory. And is it your belief that the benefit should be a piece of paper says you do have made it, but then when that piece of paper ain't worth shit, I mean, it ain't worth the piece of paper that it was written on. And I'm saying, seriously? What are we paying for? And I'm saying, enough is enough because here in Las Vegas, well, I think that they decided that perhaps, acting, this kind of stuff, that they would do acting. And, I can change my screen. Let me go in here and I'm in the green screen, right? So I get to select what it is I would like to select, whatever I want to select. Oh, it asks me, do you want to go into your, of course, I want to go into mhm, my, all into my photos and stuff. And then I get to select what I want to show you in my life. And then I can share because, life is about what you once you figure it out, once you know what you need to know, then you can do what it is you need to do. Because I'll show you something. Here we go. Here we go. We'll put that in there. See, my grandbaby, she has figured out how to make herself an emoji. And so she makes herself an emoji all the time. And then as she's talking to me, and then I'm up there on the top, and she's sharing the screen with me. You see, these babies, there's something different, aren't they? And I'm saying, you need to understand what we're saying here. Hmm. Because my grandbaby can make herself an emoji any day of the week. And she changes the hair, she changes the style, she changes what the emoji looks like. So it's a new day, isn't it? It's a new day and a new dawn, and it is just a new reality. And the reality is that the harvest has changed. Period. Bing, bing, bing. Human capital has changed. And so when you change the capital and the human population, well, everybody, everybody's got a thing. They seem to know how to handle it. And soon there reaches me and mine. See, my two sons. I got actually three, but these are the two of them. Yeah, two of my sons. And here we are, living here in Las Vegas, enjoying life. It's my baby son on the right. And then my middle child's right next to me. He is 42, no, 40. And then 29. And then I have a 42-year-old. He was the camera person. So he just couldn't be in the photo. But I will show him to you later, as later is later. And, the deal is that you realize the power that is within you. Individual, you. And I sit down and have conversations with my sons all the time. And it's different because they grew up in a different era. I was born in 1958. And, you know, when you're born in 1997, perhaps it's different. But when you're born in 1985, 187, it's different. It's just different. And I'm saying it's your perception, it's your reality. But when everybody in the school is making it and you ain't, then you should think about that. But if everybody ain't making it and everybody's just getting the social promotion, well, what is social emotional learning? Because you get this little certificate of completion, and boo, you ain't did shit. 12 years they have just managed your behavior because you might have been willfully defiant. And what is that? Oh, I don't know. But do you know that in under special education, if you need flexibility, then they can actually modify your curriculum and then say you need this willful defiance control. I mean, that's why they have to have the police in there with you. But did you not know you're entitled to everything that they're entitled to? So, social emotional, we might have to talk to doctors about all of what they're doing because they have to have behaviors come into the district and explain. Please explain what's going on in this community because we just have experts. We do. And we pay experts to do what it is they need to do. But really, bringing the relevant people to the table, I'm saying failure's not an option. So if they're not making it, if that black community is not making it, I just want to understand why is Sammy still dancing? And it is 2026. Mr. Bojangles. Mr. Bojangles. Well, he didn't dance enough, don't you think? He just danced his way on out of here because they still collecting money from him, I guess. I have no idea. But when they try to take my money, oh, let's hope you following the rules because the rules are the rules are the rules are the rules. And if the rules say that we're going to get that money from the time my son was birthed into the universe, 2001, got that Social Security SSI, state disability. Well, he's eligible for that money from his daddy for all those years. You don't get to just shave off 10 years or 15 years. Oh, no, you don't get to do that. You don't get the benefit because I'm living in your state, boo. Wake up. The rules are the rules. And then when they give you an open medical for life, open medical, lifetime open medical, and then they shut it off. Ding. I'm saying, did you not know that you gave me this piece of paper and a contract is a contract? And that is a lifetime thing, too. But when they have created all these programs, and then they allow themselves to just put you out there with a piece of paper saying, you have made it even though you have not made it. You know what I'm saying? But they paid themselves. Did you get a benefit? Did you get a benefit? Well, all those people who got those pieces of paper that says you have selectively made it because the feds let it happen. Hello. Listen, um, the whole thing is that you got to participate in the process and the benefit should have been yours. But when you don't have a benefit, boo, it's all over, isn't it? I mean, failure. I mean, they're just paying themselves to do document what? Document that you somehow have made it, but you didn't really make it. And enough is enough. Don't you figure that out? Oh Lord, I'm saying, so 12 years and you didn't make it, and they give you a piece of paper saying, okay, you didn't make it, then what do you do for the rest of your life? I'm just trying. I mean, all those people working at the Goodwill, I mean, they got jobs at the Goodwill. They do show up, but is they getting some retirement there at the Goodwill after they done spent their life giving, dedicated to the Goodwill? I mean, I'm just trying to tell you. The podcast space just got something. Anybody, something. Oh, she slipped in the slushy on the reefs, whatever. Everybody's got a story to tell. Everybody's got a thing. They soon ought to know how to handle. Did you see Stevie Wonder and Usher and whoever else was on that special Barack Obama had? Dedicating his new, and he said it's a workplace, boo. It's a place for community people to come and have a little dialogue. And I'm saying, well, everybody should be forced to have a place where people come and have dialogue. But they don't get to control the dialogue. No, they don't. What we need to talk about is who's making it, perhaps who ain't making it. But I just really want to understand this. Now, see, I raised my three sons, but you see two sons. But okay, but how is it that these women, they're taking the babies right out of the asses, freshly born, and giving them to foster families, I guess? There'd be old white men sitting in the Costco with a new baby around or in that Chick-fil-A and a new baby around their neck. And I'm saying, that's a new black baby. How did that happen? I just really, it wasn't on the mama's titty. No, 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 not at all. It was around the white man's neck. And I'm saying, well, how did that happen? And then I realized that if you homeless here in Las Vegas, you get striked out. You don't get to keep your baby. They take it right from you, from the birth canal. And I'm saying, isn't that amazing? You strike out. And I'm saying, oh no, it's not. I thought that here we are living in America, learning to be Americans, not consequences of being an American, consequences of making choices. We have choices. We all make choices. And once you make that choice, then it's just something to remember you by life, liberty, and that is the question. So, my question to you on June 25th, 2026 is what is happening across America? Why are black children just not making it? But I see the news, Anthony Carmelo. I see the news. Y'all saw the news, and not necessarily the news, but I just want to understand. Now, who was in charge at that track meet that incident happened? I thought there was some adults in charge at that track meet. I thought we was paying real people to make sure the shit didn't jump off like it jumped off. And then the children were told to handle it themselves. Well, somebody thought that they could do something and they was going to make something happen. Well, somebody was terrified of that something happening, just terrified. And then it happened. Apparently, let's not pretend these children didn't know each other because they did. They just obviously knew each other. So somebody was trying to make a point. What point did he make? Oh, quickly he found out that life is not promised, and that's just real. So I'm just saying, did nobody know to put the pressure on the stab wound? I don't know. I don't know what happened, but everything happened so quickly. And the boy did it so quick, he just ran off. And it was over. He didn't mean to. It was not like it was a planned event. Oh, no. It wasn't a. I mean, but I'm just wondering, what was those adults? And then why did we not charge any of the adults in? Nobody got no charges. Nobody got written up. I mean, this lack of obligation, responsibility. You want the money, boo, but you don't want the responsibility. You don't want the obligation. But when they gave me the money, because they did, they gave me SSI, Social Security Disability, because I was pregnant with that one when I was working in the mailroom, and I already had two. And that's how they made me look like. I was just out there going around having babies. hmm So, anyways, they made me look like a welfare hoe. And you could just tell that because when you go back and look at my records, everybody got some money back except for I didn't get no workers. What is workers' comp here in state of California? I never experienced it. And as I never experienced it, I really can't tell you what it is. It was no benefit to me. But anyway, they wrote it up like it was a benefit to me and then bragged on it. Bragged on it. I'm saying, oh, you didn't brag on it and put your doctor up it? I'm saying, that's what it was. It was fraud in the first place. And I just want some people to go to jail. Well, I really do. Because they didn't have a right to do what they did and write a piece of paper saying that I had health care when I didn't have no health care. And you was just denying me every, oh no, it didn't work like that way. Because it was a trail. It's unsubstantiated, no boo, from your end, but I got everything. Do you understand? I got all of the paperwork. I remember everything. And I remember who was involved. And I think people just need to go to jail. When they do, when they all are aware of, I mean, what they chose to do to me. Well, let's see what happens when it was all exposed. And what can we do for them? Because I think equal pay or equal turnabout is fair play. I think turnabout. I think that they should have a punishment. I really do. But it's okay because fair play is fair play, and I am going to get compensated for that little piece of paper that says you got to open. And I did not do no compromise and release. I'm trying to understand what was that compromise and release? Who got the compromise and release? I'm looking for it still. I ain't seen it yet. Mm, nope, nope, nope. I think it was that piece of paper that we got over there at the EEOC office. And see, that's the problem. The feds were involved, and then they didn't give me nothing. But then you're gonna find out. Forever is forever, and forever is a lifetime. Coffee in the morning. Mm. I try not to do a lot of coffee, but I love that sugar, that brown sugar, that brown sugar. I like brown sugar. Yep, and so I'm just saying, this is everybody who Murdoch, all them people with all that money, cash, line up all the airways, and guess what? They don't control you, and they don't run me. But I'm paying my fees. You see, I paid my fees so I can be on YouTube. But where did I pay my fees to? Come on and Zoom. Come on, y'all. Come on and Zoom. Zoom. Pay that $164 so you can stream live over here on YouTube, and you ain't got to, you don't have to meet the qualification, basic qualification, whatever to stream. Because you have to have some kind of streaming platform or tool or, the tool, whatever it is they use, the camera tool. Like camera action, you got to have action. You have to have camera action. And you get that from Zoom. And when you have it on Zoom, then you could just stream live anywhere you want to stream. That is real. Let me see if I'm warm out here. It is 84 degrees already. 84 degrees already on June the 25th. And 5 more days, I will have made it to 68 years old. It'll be happy birthday to me. Happy birthday to me. I'm going to celebrate in my backyard. And y'all can welcome to come and celebrate because it's a streaming celebration. We have music, because, as long as we have music and it's not ours, and we say, oh, but this is not our music, we don't own the rights, because, they want to control everything we do. As my Negro people, seriously, they want to own you. My people, I'm going to turn the fan on. You can hear if I turn the fan on. But I have a fan over here, and I have one. See? Oh, yes. hmm I can fan myself because before there were electric fans, there were hand fans, and oh Lord, see, they make it real fans. hmm Yeah, and so, anyways, I'm just trying to understand how is it that we got in this predicament? Don't you think we're in one? Because we have all my Negro people, and they's in leadership. Well, what they leading? They ain't leading you because they ain't getting out in front because they want to say anything just wrong. Ooh, yep. Earthquakes today. They gonna understand. 164 people in Venezuela were unalive because of the earthquake. I'm trying to tell you, God's just not happy. But people who know that they run in the world. Who runs the world? Who runs the world? Well, I thought Beyonce did. Because she got her game going. And guess what? And quite frankly, you have to know that you're welcome to join the chat, of course. I mean, but this is what's changed in the world. You having the ability to come to the table and sharing your concerns. I'm just so concerned because we're supposed to accept that somehow that Anthony Carmelo, that young man that was at a track meet, somebody brought him to a school where perhaps they didn't want to regulate the behavior, but I'm just understand. I need to understand how he got on the bus with that knife. You know what I'm saying? Because he had it for protection, but he thought that he was going to run into an incident, and apparently there was some conversation that happened prior to. And I'm just saying, we have a lot of places over there on fan base. Y'all all have to log in to get our own fan base if you like a color like me. And I have copper rings on it. And copper does something. And I have copper in my bracelets, yes, copper in other stones. And I believe in wearing stones, yeah, because I believe that it does something to the body. It does whatever. And the hair is growing, and it is gray, and it is whatever. Oh, of course. Obama would outclass Donald Trump because Donald Trump, he ain't got no class at all. Because he believed he could just go in there and grab the pussy. And we was all supposed to just sit back and laugh about that. That was pretty disgusting, grabbing the pussy. Because we all heard him say it. And then we all heard we all heard it, and then we pretended like we didn't hear it. Just like the January Sixers. We all watched that shit on January 6th. We all watched him encourage people to do what it is that they believe they need to do, and because it's there, and I'm saying, oh no, that's not the process. It's not how it works. But apparently, y'all didn't understand. He encouraged them, and he incited that shit. But then he won. Then he paid for people to get out of jail. Everybody got out of jail. It was so. Why have it a criminal thing and then have people actually get prosecuted and then release them because it's a different perspective. So let's just talk about that perspective, right? Because this is 2026, and failure across the nation is just, it's not something that's acceptable, no. Because you see my baby right here, that one on the end, they said he was severely on the spectrum out there somewhere ever. And I'm saying, they said he would not benefit from public education. I said, well, we'll see. So I went back to school with him, and he graduated with a support aid, an inclusion aid, that is what it's called, a full inclusion aid. But the aide didn't do the work, he did the work by himself. And then the other one, my middle child, they said he was mm, non, whatever, whatever. And whatever they said he was, there's just no category for it, really. And so, anyways, he had an auditory processing disorder. And as long as we got things in writing, everything was awesome. And we learned that. And we learned we had the power to get everything in writing. Then, of course, there's me. And I had some kind of speech thing going on when I was little. So I had to have Peter Piper picks a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked. If Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where is the peck of pickled peppers that Peter Piper picked? But I'm going to show you my other son. If you're watching, you got to go back, go to green screen. Then, oh. Then you got to find the right one so you can see who my grandbaby is. Yes, yes, yes. It's here. And so that, here we go. This is my son. This is my 42-year-old and my grandchild. This is what we all are sacrificing for to ensure that my son and my grandbaby are secure in their future. And that's what we're working towards. And that's what you can work towards as individuals. You have to understand that it's you, my grandpapa said. He wanted to make sure that we always had a place to be, so he left his property, and so we had to call and check on that property today. Yeah, and to understand that it is we the people, and what is it that we do in America besides self advocacy? And you're gonna find out there's so much financial fraud going on. Because there's flexibility in the states, and what does that mean? Y'all don't understand what flexibility truly is, because states can do whatever they want to do as long as they are meeting the needs of the people who are generating the federal obligations. That is the issue. Lauren Lake, you know, I watch her show sometimes. She don't got advertising legislators. We all believe that we all need to know who the daddy is. That's real. But it is what it is. And then we have a nation that is built up on universities and educational agencies. And I mean, it is what it is, right? It just is what it is. Hmm. And then you're going to realize that it is also with people. And the conversation in 2026, it is for all people, 250 years into America's history, is who are we and what have we done? Who will we be in 2026? And I'm saying, well, failure was never an option. We have all these tools to ensure that adequacy actually happens. We have Head Start, we have Title One, we have the McKinney-Vento grant, we have all of the federal dollars. Federal and the federal government certainly shares allocations with states based on the money that they collected from the state. And that's what I'm saying. Here, when we are the entertainment capital of the world, bing, 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 we're just the entertainment capital of the world. And it really doesn't matter who's rolling it in. Rolling, rolling, rolling. I mean, because you got to keep that money rolling. And so, whether it's Taylor Scott or Usher or Chris Brown or I don't care, everybody got to pay, even Snoop. And so, everybody better pay. And so, when they pay, the money comes rolling back to the community. Well, community is just going to have to step up and say, well, we're not happy because somehow we're just being harvest twice. And so you can't take children out of a thriving situation and put them in a more restricted placement and then expect them to thrive. Nope, that's why we have healthcare providers. And so whatever services they're supposed to be providing as these people are incarcerated in the juvenile facilities, and they can be incarcerated at the age of 11. At the age, do you understand what they wrote? Maybe you don't. Maybe you need to go in and read that NRS 388 little g and understand the kind of flexibility they think that they thought that they can have because they don't get to have it. They don't get to just write it and make it a la peanut butter sandwiches say that it's so. No, because there's this thing called Title 20, and there's this thing called a FAPE, what is free and appropriate. And it's not appropriate what we're getting. It's just not. So at the state level, you're going to have to say, excuse me, but governor, this is just not right. Because we have all these black people, and even in the entertainment, the boxing, and now even in the marijuana, they're all coming to pay their share of the taxes. And I'm just saying, as we pay taxes, we really expect some maintenance of effort. And so when only 14% of the black children are making it, and then you got all those mixed race children just out there. I mean, they just, you want to talk about their lives. And I'm saying, it's awesome that the mixed race people are making it. They're American mixed race community. But what, the Alapina black folk, you know what I'm saying, the Chocoleto. And see, he not mixed race, but his daddy probably was. Most likely his daddy was. But what does that do to our lineage? Well, as long as chocolate is here, we is doing big things. That's right. Because I told you she can make herself an emoji anytime she wants to make herself an emoji. And y'all don't even understand the power in that thinking. Because anything I can do, she's watching me and she wants to do it better. And that's what you need to understand. Anything I can do, she probably can do better. Because she's watching all the time. But when you understand that failure's not an option, she's watching her daddy too. And he has work accountability. That's right. Because he gonna make some money some kind of way. That's we gonna make some money some kind of way. And we don't believe in the American, no. I mean, what is proud to be an American? Because you don't know if you're free or not, because somebody's always watching you and they want to govern what you do in your house. That's why they want to collect everything you do and decide if you can print it or not. I said, oh no, motherfucker, I brought a printer. I'm free to print. I'm not gonna pay someone to print a document when I understand how to print a fucking document. But you want to control the shit in my house? Oh no, you don't get to do that. Who told you that? Who told you I didn't understand what was going on? Well, understand. They taught me a long time ago that I should pay attention to, the apple all those musics that we put in the cloud by Napster and all that shit. We doing all that shit, uploading our shit. People just claiming it, huh? Claiming it, claiming it, claiming it. That's why when we can't even play it in our house without you trying to control that shit too, and I'm saying enough is enough. Do you understand? I'm not paying to go see anybody black. I'm not paying to go see anybody white. When I could put them on my big screen TV in the backyard and do what the fuck I want to do when I want to do it. That's what you're going to understand. It is we the people, and we do what we want to do when we want to do it. But there is still not an option. And my beautiful granddaughter, she gonna have access to everything that she can have access that AI actually brings. That's right, because she gonna learn just by having exposure, and that is real. So I had to come to you this morning because it is June 25th, 2026. And Kamala said in the year of 2024 that all 3 year olds will be enrolled in the education program. How does that work for you people in your state? Because we have 50 something states. And, the tragedy is that accountability somehow just never made it to all 50. And some of the places, the babies is not making. I'm saying, how the fuck can the babies not make it when we got Head Start? When you want to go up to 500% of the poverty index, and then you ain't getting no more Head Start money because you just violated the rules. Oh no. Even if you violated the rules, people in the state have something to say about that shit. And, we're tired of being the casualties. It's not being inappropriate anymore. And we can see that. So no, we don't want to be the harvest. That's why, that's why, that's why the Donald brought it back to the state level so we can actually have these conversations because failure is not an option in America. Bing, bing, bing. And we are tired of being the human capital in 2026. So look around, boo. Understand that failure is not an option in 2026. And come on and Zoom. Everybody get out there and purchase you a Zoom. Come on and Zoom. $164 and you can stream live on Facebook as long as you want to. And you can make a classroom live. You can do whatever the fuck you want. It's just a tool. Boo. When you start understanding the power in these tools, then wake the fuck up. Because this is 2026. This is Citizen Anderson. Citizen Anderson bringing to you live and direct community conversations, late night conversations. And I would play my theme song, but this is YouTube. It's different. But over there on Podbean, I still play my theme song over there. And it just plays fine, just fine. But I'm going to tell you, this is 2026, so wake up. Y'all, like, share, and subscribe. See, there's no money here to subscribe, but I'm going to have to push it up. Y'all going to have to share, and we're going to have to empower each other because one day at a time. Pimping ain't easy, but goddamn, we got to save the babies. And I said, save the babies and fight the powers that be, y'all. We ain't bamboozled no more. In 2026, no more bamboozlement. We already know. We have to catch them when they come out, and then ensure that we're somehow with there, or so that they know who they are. Because mixed race people just don't make it. The power of being black is within the lineage of being black. Understand who you are. In 2026, like, subscribe, and share. Y'all, follow me out here on Podbean, Citizen Anderson, or Parent Empowerment, half an hour over on Spotify, because it's eventually going to get there. Y'all, like, subscribe, and empower us in 2026. Y'all, have a blessed day.